Okay. All right, when we're starting our approach, I want to see that your right foot, if you're a right-hander, your right foot's going to be forward, okay? I want to see that your shoulders are down and forward and your arms are just hanging, okay? If you're left-handed, your left foot's forward, okay? Arms are still hanging. As we take our first step, I want to see that this first step is a little bit shorter. You're coming on the ball of your foot, not on your heel, and your arms are reaching down and forward, okay? As we go forward and our arms start to pull back, I want to see that your arms are coming down and straight back, okay? And you come up here real quick. The reason I want your arms coming down and straight back, you probably learned this in 3rd grade. We know the longer the lever, the more the distance, the more force we can generate, okay? So as this arm is pulling back and we're taking that step and that arm is pulling back, it's generating speed going in. And I know the more horizontal velocity I have going in, the more vertical is going to come back out, right? Okay? And another thing, if you didn't know, your muscles are just like rubber bands. So the bigger the stretch you get on this rubber band, the faster it snaps back. And the faster these arms come past your hips, the higher you jump. Okay? That's why we want, when the coach says get your arms down and straight back, that's what we're doing. Okay? We want to get those arms high and back so we can use those arms to jump. Okay, use that. All right. As these arms are coming back, they're going to bring you what we call our power stride. Okay? That's our second step. And I want to see that this stride is nice and long. Okay? If we take a short power stride, and I go to load, you see how high my hips are? Okay? But if I take a long power stride, see how low my hips are? So when I come into my load position, I'm nice and coiled up. So I have a lot more to explode out with. Okay? Also, when I'm taking this stride, I want to see that I plant my foot heel to toe on the second step. Okay? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition my horizontal velocity up into a vertical. And if I were to come on my toe here, it'd be like slamming the brakes on right before we hit it. And we don't want to do that. Also, I want to see that this foot is opened up. Okay? So when I open that foot up coming in, it's going to stop my forward momentum. And it's going to push me up. It's also going to push my hips to an open position prior to jumping. Like the setter's here, the net's right here. Put us in a position so we can rotate and hit the ball. When we're in our low position, our hips are buttered down, our shoulders are forward, our arms should be coming through and should be about at our hips right now. As we explode up, our next phase is our explosion phase. And as we come up, I want to see both hands are coming high into a setting position. I want to see that this non-hitting hand is reaching forward. And as this hitting arm comes up, I want it to almost brush the side of your face when it comes up. Okay? And that's going to give us lift when we go up in the air. All right? As we explode up, I want to see that your elbow now is going to go high and back. Okay? You should feel a big stretch in here. Come up here real quick. Are you left-handed ready? Okay, so when this hand comes up and I pull up, you feel this big stretch right here in your rib cage. So every time we go up to hit, our rib cage should separate. Okay? Because it should be stretching our body out. Okay, good. All right, now once we're in this position, we're going to go ahead and take our swing. Okay, we know when we take our swing, what starts our swing? We know? Our non-hitting hand coming down, right? Okay? When I get this hand up, I want to make sure this hand is out here in front of me because this is the hand that's going to keep the ball, we're going to keep the ball in front of this hand. So when we go to swing, we're going to replace this hand with this hand, and now you see how I'm hitting the ball down? If this non-hitting hand is back here, the ball is going to come back here. And when we go to swing, we're going to be hitting up and deep. So if you hit the ball out of bounds or deep a lot, it's probably because you're getting too far underneath the ball and you're trying to snap it in. But we want to keep it here, the ball in front, and snap over the top so we have a lot more power when we get it. Okay, we're taking our arm swing. As this arm comes down, my hips are going to rotate forward, my elbow's going to come forward, and my hand's going to fall back. And we should look just like this. Okay? Elbows should be nice and high. We should be at about 90 degrees. Again, the longer the lever, the more the distance, the more force we can generate. Okay, when we contact the ball, I want you to hit with the base of your hand. I want you to push your fingers through. Okay? As we do that, I want you to pull that hand all the way through to your hip. Okay, to decelerate the shoulder. And then we come into our landing. We want to make sure when we're landing that we're landing on both feet, that we're absorbing, and we're landing balanced. Okay, we don't want to land because if I were to come down on somebody's foot, a blocker's foot, there goes my knee. Okay? So that's what I'm looking for. So we're going to do 2 girls.